Okay, so today we're here with another top 8 player at the national event, Bandai Card Fest. I just want to get your name and congratulations.
Thank you. My name is AZ Martinez and I qualified through the LCQ.
Through the LCQ? How did you rank in the LCQ actually?
I was 9th at the end of everything.
Okay.
And I had a 7-1 record.
7-1 record. So, congratulations, man. Yeah, that must have been tough. How many players was actually at LCQ? 1,000 something?
800.
800? That is crazy. So you did you kind of qualified, had your big amount of practice towards blue purple. I think it was a shit fest of blue purple. Right?
I think it might have, the LCQ might have been worse actually.
Yeah.
It was
compared
I think 30 to
NOTs.
40% blue purple in the LCQ.
Yeah.
So
again, congratulations for top 8.
Much.
Let's get into your deck profile. So what were you playing?
Okay, so I played a blue-green list, and it was a little different because we were running these cards.
So we got the Dynames package.
Yes.
From the CB starter deck.
Correct.
Yeah.
So my teammate, when the CB deck came out, looked at lock-on, said +1/+2, very good, but lock-on plus Dynames is very close to Grandpa Gundam Grandpa Gundam Link. Very close. Also, it eats a linked Grandpa Gundam.
That's the crazy part.
Yes.
And the worst part, it survives on 3 HP.
Correct.
So if you go against blue purple, it's not a 1 ping. It's actually 3 pings to be able to kill it, which is crazy.
Another thing is this.
Yep.
Eats an Ale Strike Gundam and survives.
That's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, so they can eat just like a standing
So this is kind of the blue-purple matchup, and this is pretty much any any blocker decks.
And not even just the blocker decks, right? This is really good into blue-purple because you can just eat their standing guy.
Yeah.
Because usually you get into these late-game moments where the blue-purple deck has 4 standing units and you have 2 shields.
Yep.
And you're just cool, eat a guy.
Yeah, okay. So now we got through the blue-green instead of the typical 1-year war deck. This is, let's say, double Grandpa, but one of them is a pseudo one.
It plays very similar to the list that took down Orlando.
Okay. Let's get to the deck list then.
Okay, so the list is pretty standard.
Yeah.
4 Zaku 2.
Yeah, 4 Zaku 2. That makes sense.
4 gun tanks.
Gun tanks stripping down the units,
strong.
right? Yep.
4 GM. 4 Kazak. There was a list that did well in Japan that was on a Xeon package.
Yep.
I think this is better just to conceal what you're doing, and we're also a little grindier.
Yep. I agree on that part. Because especially in NOTs, you don't know the opponents that well, and you don't know what they're playing. So if you have more of a certain color, just to conceal what you're actually playing, it makes total sense.
But I think the Xeon package, in specifically the event that was happening where you had sideboards, was very strong.
Yep.
So this is just my weenies. 220p Zaku 2 is the best one drop in the game.
Yeah, can trade into result, can go into base, can go for shield. Yeah, exactly. So that's your level 2s.
Yep.
Let's get to your level 3s. Do you run any?
So you run. So I made one change today while I was playing in a side event. This was what I ran for the event, which was 3 Rizels.
3 Rizels. Okay, so this is actually a Rizal instead of a Rhythm. Okay, so
this card underperformed all day though. And did so in the LCQ as well. Sometimes you need help getting through the 6-power bases, but I think the link units are enough.
Yep.
And Rickdom, the fact that this card has State of 4 of in 1-year war is very important.
Yep.
It is just the best aggressive 2-cost that we have at level 3. And unfortunately for blue-purple, right, they really need ways to aggressively trade and keep up bodies.
Yep.
So they want the results.
They want the result, yep.
So I think this is my flex slot going forward.
Okay. How did you feel about people running 4 Fatal Strikes in blue-purple? These are usually the targets they go for, right?
If they have it, they have it. Right?
Like a wise man said, if they have it, they have it.
I can't not play a 2-drop.
Yeah, makes sense. Got it. Let's get to the level 4. So we already got one of them. We already know it's Gundam, and the other one we also already know is Dynames.
4 Dynames, 4 Grandpa.
Sheesh, all blinged out too. Look at you.
Not fully, but we're close.
Pretty bling.
So
Yeah, what can we
Grandpa's-
say, right? It's just the best card of the
It's
game.
just the best card in the game, right?
Literally.
Well, I would say his pilot's the best card in the game, but I think this is the generic best 4-drop in the game.
I think it's the best link pair for Amuro, just
Correct.
because the wide buff of +1 AP, just making sure everyone gets 1 AP
Exactly.
is insane. And nowadays, I think like white, red, green, white, they're all running those 1/6 bases. So
One of-
blue, purple is actually kind of struggling into hitting those.
So I think one of the important things is that when you have a Gundam link,
Yeah.
one of the things that the good blue purple decks will do is that the players will actively try and protect their first forms.
Yep.
It lets Gun Tank just freely clean it.
Exactly.
So
For sure, for sure. And it's a good trade for you because Gun Tank probably took down something or pinged down something, and
correct.
honestly, it's just a 1-for-1 trade otherwise.
Exactly.
So it's a +1 in that sense.
As for the last of our level 4s, second best card, we just play 4 Amchas, right?
Yeah,
like
makes sense.
every blue deck should start with these 4 cards.
Yeah.
I think one of the things with the blue purple decks, I think they're wrong for cutting this card.
I agree.
I think its body is very aggressively statted.
Yep.
It is very, very strong.
Mhm.
It did not suddenly just become less strong because
Yeah.
space got tighter.
I also don't think Adept is actually a 1-for-1. Like it's just
Replacement?
replacement for Angsha
No.
because Angsha the condition is something needs to be rested, right?
Correct.
If the blue purple, the other player just puts everything standing, you have no way of pinging it unless you have Amuro. So I actually I agree on that part with you. Yeah.
So I think every blue deck starts there, and you need a reason to start cutting those cards.
Yeah, for sure.
As for our pilots,
For
Amuro Ray,
yeah.
and then 4 Lock-On Stratos.
Yeah, exactly. 8 pilots. I think 8 pilots is like what is the most consistent that has been for most deck building. Some people try to go to 11. I think 11 is a little stretch,
Yes.
which can be kind of a break.
I think for some of these control decks, it's actually pretty solid.
Mhm.
But the thing is that these aggressive decks really just want to like hit your links or like have value.
Yeah, exactly.
The other thing, while Lock-On does not have a ton of links in the deck, sometimes you just strap a 1/2 plus buff to one of your things so it survives.
Yeah.
Very important in blue purple and especially in red white. Also, a Rick Dom with +1/+2 is a menace. The
That
only
is a
matchup
menace.
that's a little awkward in it is against the blue purple matchup.
Mhm.
But like, if you can clearly read that they're not holding up Fatal Strike,
Yep.
it just eats 3 things.
5 HP is massive.
Yeah,
That is
so-
crazy high.
Good
Good tank,
overperforms
good
all
tank,
day.
good
Yeah.
tank for sure.
So
It
like,
takes out Alfred. It takes out pretty much anything, and
Correct.
it will still live.
so Lock-On and
Yep.
Amuro do very similar things in the deck.
Do you run how many bases and
I'm
any
on 4
commands?
bases, 2 commands.
Okay.
So standard aggro package.
Yeah. Corsica.
4 Corsica base.
You want the last foil Corsica? I have one.
I do want it.
Okay. Okay.
And then 2 shoutouts also.
Yeah. Okay.
Very standard.
Very standard.
I think it's important for players to remember that this card is not a base in the same way that the other decks use bases.
Yeah.
This is a draw card. This card says draw a unit and make a base.
Yeah. Well, it's more like draw a card, get a free unit,
Yes.
and make a base.
Correct.
Which is even better.
And
it's insane.
The supplemental copies are infinitely better
Yeah.
after the first one.
Because
So,
just
like,
everything is +1. Now they have to force
Yes.
themselves to ping
the
each
reason-
body and stuff. Yeah.
yeah. So the reason to not be on more shows than Corsicas is that this card just provides more value than this card on average
Yeah.
over time.
Especially when you're a deck that looks to push for momentum, right? Show just kind of sets you back 1 turn because you don't put anything on board. Well,
Yep.
Corsica definitely puts you 1 on board.
Exactly.
What are your thoughts on having a white base instead of Show?
I think white base is really strong. I think the deck is pretty good at it. Really wants to trade aggressively into the other aggressive decks. So making bodies is actually not our priority. And against the slower decks, you don't need to because you have so many beefy things,
Okay.
right? So between the Dynamuses,
Yeah.
our 5-drop Dynamis,
Yeah.
like there's just enough ways to like put out beefy bodies and just not worry about having your things just randomly die to 0
Mhm.
at that point in the game.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Let's do a small simulation. Okay.
Okay.
So let's say like you're at NOT, you're in finals, right?
Okay.
And you are looking for the perfect hand. What would be your perfect mulligan hand?
Perfect mulligan hand is hard. I do think one of the things I'm always looking for in any hand is some combination of these things, right?
Yeah.
So every hand that I'm evaluating starts off with, do I have 2/2 drops?
Yep.
And I want to be on the play pretty aggressively. So do I have 2/2 drops? Do I have a way, or how likely am I to hit my turn 3?
Yep.
So either one of the
One of
level
your
threes,
level 3s, yeah.
or specifically Corsica base, which
Yeah.
is pretty generically good.
The best card, yep.
But if I'm looking for a hand, I think something like this is just very maybe not the god hand, but very standard to just be like.
I think that's
I'm
a
okay with
standard
this.
hand. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like what
right?
you would try to mulligan for, like one of
Exactly.
your pieces towards the link pair. Just a link pair, and yeah.
So
Okay.
And the other thing is like, again, Amuro is just super generic.
Yeah.
And
So let's say you had a mulligan and this was your hand, right? But instead of the Amuro, you get lock on instead.
You just
Would you still keep the hand? Or would you just go for a mulligan?
I think I still keep that hand.
Okay, makes sense.
This is like a bit of a contention between me and my teammate.
Yeah.
But I always keep a hand with double one drop.
Yeah.
Sometimes incorrect, but I think it's like generally pretty safe, and the like Gundam Mulligan is very unforgiving.
Yeah. If you don't draw bad, there's no way of coming back in terms of searches, for sure. Okay. Usually, I'm guessing you want to always go first if you win the dice roll, 100%. And in terms of your matchups, how were they? How was your Swiss round?
In the LCQ, saw almost entirely purple decks.
Yeah, okay.
I just was running through purple decks all day.
Yeah.
In Nats, it was kind of a range. I saw 3 purple decks, a green-white list.
Yeah.
I think I played red-white once and red-blue once.
Okay. So, in Nuts, especially, I think everyone had like the mindset of blue-purple is currently like the most meta deck, right? Everyone see how much advantage blue-purple has. It can destroy units, it can keep a relatively big hand size, it can go wide, it can be aggressive. It also has some units with big HP that would live the typical Wing Zero play. So I think all of us kind of like went, well, you either go on the side where you counter blue-purple, right?
Yeah.
Or you play blue-purple.
Correct.
And those that got to the side that plays not blue-purple, like you, for example,
Yes.
probably got as much advantage because they don't know what you're running.
Exactly.
There you go. So being on the side of countering the meta is always the best position to be in.
I think it's a really good position.
Yep.
I do think it's important to note that like the blue-purple deck is very consistent. And the fact that it's a deck that is prioritizing a lot of really strong removal is also very helpful for just having this like go wide aggressive board state, right?
Yeah.
So countering it is kind of hard if you're trying to play to the board.
Yep.
So that's just something to think about.
100%. So we mentioned day 1, which is the Swiss round. How was your day 2 getting to top cut? What were your 2 games before losing the top 8?
I played into red-blue.
Yep.
The matchup is awkward, just because 4 close comebacks, 4 improves techniques.
Yeah.
Just very good at clearing weenies. But the important part is leveraging links and leveraging your big bodies in the middle of the late game. So I lost round 1 and then won the last 2. So.
Okay. Yeah, best of 3 is definitely
Yes.
something that I feel like Gundam should be having.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I think it equalized a lot of matchups.
Yeah, it equalizes a lot of matchups. It gives the other person that had a brick hand just like another chance of going at it, right? And if they have double brick hand, well, you know, like you knew it.
Yeah,
you
it happens.
it's part of the TCGs, right? But how was that first vibe for you? Like,
I like it a lot. I like best of 3. I played a lot of Lorcana prior to playing a Gundam. So I'm a big fan of BO3.
okay.
I was just gonna say, as for round 2, I played into blue-purple. It's kind of the matchup that I wanted to play into. I don't believe in blaming variance for my losses.
Yep.
My opponent was very good. I do think I drew a lot of pilots in the last game. It happens. I think Gundam is a high variance game, and that's okay to just take our losses. So.
Yeah, I mean, anything could happen, right? If you break on pilots, that is a thing, and you can't really do much about it, considering the situation of the game.
Correct.
Yeah. If you had to switch anything in the deck, is there something you would like to switch in your deck list?
If I could do this event again, these would just be 2 gun cannons.
So the result would be gun cannons, like to get the link pair with Amuro tapping 2 things and
link
that
pair,
one, or which one?
Or if you just put a lock-on on it, you get the tap down.
Yep.
And you can just eat a 2-drop.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So imagine gun cannon, turn 4, link.
Yeah, makes sense.
Eat your 2/2, heal 1.
Okay, cool.
I just have this 3/5.
Just because this guy is right next to me, and there was one thing that he mentioned when we talked to him. Is there someone you want to shout out to?
I do, in fact. I would like to shout out my teammate. He goes by Moose, but my very good friend Hector Gutierrez put this deck together, and we played the exact same 50 both times. He also qualified through the LCQ into nationals.
Crazy. So both of you tested the same list, tested
Correct.
against all different decks, and made it to nuts. Yo, congratulations.
Yes.
Honestly, props. That's a
And
big
this
grind.
was our first big Gundam event. We have
Yeah.
not played in a regional prior.
Okay,
I
congratulations.
do think that is also important. To note.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for
Anytime.
giving
Thank
me
you.
your insight and letting everyone know about your insights. Thank you. Okay,
Perfect.
cool. Oh.